It started as just another performance in Las Vegas. Kelly Clarkson, powerhouse vocalist and one of the most beloved figures in music, stepped on stage to sing one of her most personal songs, Piece by Piece. But as she tried to get through the lyrics, she faltered. Her voice cracked, her eyes filled with tears, and she apologized to the crowd, calling her emotions embarrassing. At first, the moment was seen as nothing more than a painful reminder of her public divorce. But when the video hit the internet and the truth behind her breakdown finally came out, the story took on a whole new meaning. What Kelly was carrying that night was far heavier than anyone realized, and the timing of that performance would go down as one of the most heartbreaking chapters in her career. To understand what happened in Vegas, you first have to understand the journey of the song itself. Back in 2015, Kelly Clarkson worked with songwriter Greg Kurstin to create Piece by Piece. For her, it wasn't just another ballad, it was a confession. The lyrics revealed the deepest wound of her childhood. Her father walking away from the family. That sense of abandonment had haunted her for years, leaving scars that never fully healed. But Piece by Piece wasn't just about heartbreak. It was also about redemption. At the time, she credited her then-husband, Brandon Blackstock, as the man who healed her trust. In the lyrics, she painted him as everything her father was not: the man who stayed, the man who provided, the man who loved her unconditionally. The original lines were tender, almost worshipful. He never walks away. He never asks for money. He takes care of me. He loves me. Piece by piece, he restored my faith that a man could be kind and a father could stay. For millions of fans, the song was a tearjerker. But for Kelly, it was more than that. It was a love letter. It was hope. It was a belief that the cycle of abandonment in her life had finally been broken. But life, as it often does, had other plans. In 2020, after nearly 7 years of marriage, Kelly filed for divorce from Brandon Blackstock. The split wasn't quiet, and it wasn't clean. Court battles over custody and money dragged the couple into headlines again and again. Fans who once saw Blackstock as a hero in Kelly's story now saw him as a source of new pain. For Kelly, the emotional toll was massive, and for her music, it created a devastating problem. How could she sing Piece by Piece, a song built on praising the very man she now felt betrayed by? Each lyric was like salt in an open wound. The man she once credited with saving her faith and family had now become another chapter of loss. By the time the divorce was finalized in 2022, Piece by Piece was no longer a song of healing. It was a reminder of broken promises. Kelly's solution was bold. She decided to rewrite the song. In 2023, during her residency performances, she unveiled a new version. Gone were the lines about a man who stayed and loved her. Instead, she turned the lyrics inward, claiming strength for herself. The new lines were defiant. I just walk away when they ask for money. I take care of me, 'cause I love me. It was a transformation. Piece by Piece was no longer about the man who had healed her. It was about Kelly healing herself. Fans loved it. The song became an anthem of self-reliance, a rallying cry for anyone who had been let down by someone they once trusted. Clarkson, standing alone on stage, turned her pain into empowerment. But that wouldn't be the final version. Fast forward to 2025. Kelly Clarkson was performing in Las Vegas once again. But this time, something was different. Before she even began singing, she admitted to the crowd that she had rewritten the lyrics yet again. She joked about being in therapy, about getting older, about trying to reflect where she was now in her life. But when the music started, the emotion hit hard. The new version wasn't angry, and it wasn't dependent. It was softer, more reflective, and painfully vulnerable. I'm learning every day how to love me. I let go of some of the shame you taught me. Piece by piece, I restore the faith that a heart can still beat, even if it breaks. Her voice cracked. She wiped away tears. The crowd cheered to encourage her, but it was clear she was barely holding it together. Fans who saw the video online described it as a raw, therapeutic moment. Kelly was no longer singing about her ex-husband, nor just about herself. She was singing about survival. But what the audience didn't know was that her pain ran even deeper than what the lyrics revealed. Behind the scenes, Brandon Blackstock had been fighting a private battle with cancer for 3 years. Few people outside the family knew the details, and Kelly never spoke about it publicly. But as she stood on that stage in Vegas, she knew what the world didn't. Brandon's time was almost gone. On August 7, 2025, Brandon Blackstock passed away at the age of 48. He left behind 4 children, 2 from his previous marriage, and 2 with Kelly, their daughter River and son Remington. Suddenly, the Vegas performance made heartbreaking sense. She wasn't just struggling with old wounds from her divorce. She was carrying the unbearable knowledge that her children were about to lose their father forever. When news of his death broke, fans immediately connected the dots. Kelly had canceled her remaining August Vegas shows, citing the need to be with her kids. The timing was no coincidence. For Kelly, the tragedy cut even deeper because of her own past. She had written piece by piece to celebrate the fact that her children would never experience the abandonment she had felt from her own father. Brandon was supposed to be the man who stayed. But now, through circumstances neither of them chose, her children would grow up with the same kind of loss she had once endured. It was a cruel full-circle moment. Kelly, the girl who once sang about a father who left, now faced raising children who had lost their father too. And yet, unlike her own childhood, Kelly vowed to be present, to carry her kids through the grief, to be both parent and protector. The strength that radiated from her new lyrics wasn't just for herself, it was for River and Remington. The internet reacted swiftly. On TikTok, one user captured the heartbreak perfectly. She did this knowing Brandon's time was coming to an end, and her kids' hearts were going to break. She was preparing them while carrying them through it. That's incredible strength. Across Twitter and Instagram, fans shared clips of the Vegas breakdown, this time with new understanding. What once looked like an emotional stumble now appeared as bravery in the face of grief. Kelly's performance became more than a concert moment. It became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that behind the glitz of Las Vegas stages, behind the spotlight of fame, there are real human beings fighting battles the world never sees. Piece by Piece has lived many lives. In 2015, it was about hope. In 2023, it was about independence. In 2025, it became about survival and healing in the face of unbearable loss. Kelly Clarkson's evolving lyrics tell the story of a woman whose music reflects her life in real time, raw, unfiltered, and deeply human. The Vegas breakdown wasn't weakness. It was courage, a mother singing through heartbreak, preparing her children for a future without their father, and refusing to let grief silence her voice. And that raises a question worth leaving with. When artist pours her soul into a song, does the song ever stop changing? Or does it, like Kelly herself, continue to grow, to break, and to heal, piece by piece?